Guys, I'm going to show you how to get all 5 of the Horde Assault trophies in Days Gone Remastered, including the somewhat mysterious More Freakers, More Problems trophy, which some people unlock in the first match they play and other people struggle to unlock at all. We're going to get all these achievements in the simplest possible way, using every cheese method I could find, with little to no skill required. If that sounds like you, then stay tuned. So let's get to it. The first thing we're aiming for is to unlock all 4 maps. And when we do that, we will get 3 of the 5 trophy/achievements. So our first map is Cascade. We need to beat a score of 400,000. And in the process, we're going to unlock our first trophy/achievement, Freakshow. So we won't often be fighting freakers up close, but when we do in these early stages, we're going to slow the game speed down just to make it a little quicker and simpler to get headshots and get them out the way. So in this first Cascade map, the first horde is broken up into 3 smaller hordes, and we want to deal with all 3 of those smaller hordes before we go to the cheese location. Just collecting some resources. This is the second sub-horde. Just waiting for the last sub-horde to appear, and there it is. So let's get rid of these guys, then we'll be off to our location. Okay, let's get on the bike and head to our cheese location. Here it is on the map. Nice short drive. I'm going to stop at the supply box, which is close by, and pick up any goodies out of that. This is completely optional, you don't have to. Now before we go into the cheese location, I want that last zombie to appear and kill him, because sometimes he gets stuck if we don't do this. So I'm just waiting for him to appear. If this was COD, then I'd be trying to flip the round. Okay, so this is our cheese location. We're going to use the bike to ride up that crease of rock. And I'm not going to use the accelerator. I'm just pushing forward on the left stick. If you use the accelerator, you'll typically fall off. There are some supplies and stuff up here. Grab what you need.
Nothing like scrap. Fuel can.
I'm going to throw this down below to use later. And here comes the first horde, a small one. Now this is what I meant before about sometimes the last zombie gets stuck. Sometimes the last freaker can get stuck at the back of the area here, so I have a quick check there. So I'm waiting for a little while here, and after a while, I give up and I decide we have to force him to appear. So method 1 is I back a little bit down on the bike and hang there. Sometimes that causes him to spawn in. Not this time though. So I go all the way down, and as you can see, to graceless fall off the bike. That did spawn the next horde though, as you can see from the bar on the top right. So now I've just got to get back up on the cheese spot. Again, just a little bit of R2 throttle here, and then no throttle, and just pushing forward on the left stick. And here's our horde. I actually prefer this side of the rock, it's a little higher. So when they pile up, they can't climb up. And from here, it's just a matter of killing with whatever I like. In this case, Molotovs and napalm Molotovs. We just keep doing this until our score gets to 400,000 or above, which is what we need to unlock the next map. So I'm not going to show you the whole run. We'll just show you some highlights here. Just waiting for more to pile up. And again, just waiting for more to pile up. And this is the last horde for this run. As you can see, they're getting quite a bit larger now. We have now hit the 15-minute mark, which we needed to do for that trophy. And we've achieved the score we need, so I'm going to simply die at this point. And we get our Freakshow trophy for lasting 15 minutes. And we have unlocked the Belknap map. So let's get the target score of 500,000. And since we leveled up on the last map, we have unlocked our first injector. And as soon as you unlock it, you should apply it because it's going to make getting the remaining scores much, much easier to do. So same as before, for the early horde, I'm going to slow the game down.
Okay, here.
So this is where we're headed. The default route takes you through a tunnel though, which I hate. They creep me out. So I'm going to set a waypoint halfway that avoids the tunnel. So here we are at our cheese location. Just going to quickly gather some resources that are lying around here.
Might be useful. Scrap.
And then straight up onto the roof, which is our cheese location. Now this area is interesting because the hordes spawn right in front of us, either to the left or to the right of that middle rock, making it very, very easy to see them coming and very, very easy to clear them out, especially at higher levels when we have explosive bullets. But for now, I'm just going to shoot the ones I can shoot, and then as the horde gets bigger, I will be starting to use Molotovs. The way the hordes work on all maps, but it's especially evident in this particular map, is that they spawn at the top, come running down, get into the building that I'm standing on, then despawn, and then respawn again back up at the top. So it's a continual conveyor belt of freakers. When you get down to the last few, sometimes it's just easier to get off the roof and kill them more quickly that way. So now we're at somewhat larger hordes, and I'm just going to start to use Molotovs. And again, get off the roof, kill the last few. So this will be the last horde. We're going to come back to this map later on when we're grinding our levels for the max level trophy, and it'll be even quicker and faster then. At this point, that's more than enough score. We can end the match. Because remember, we get a plus 20% bonus for the injector, and we're going to get a survival length of time bonus, which will take us well above the 500,000 we need. And now we have unlocked Lost Lake. So as normal, I'm going to kill this early sub-horde by slowing the game down because I'm lazy. And this is the location we're heading to. We will be getting up on the roof of that house. But first, I'm just going to grab a few supplies that are lying around the place. And now it's time to get up on the roof. Now the hordes are going to spawn from one of 4 places. Right in front of us down this road, or to the right of us, directly behind us, and to our left. It doesn't really matter where they spawn from, but some locations, especially the one to our right, takes a bit longer to clear the horde because they don't pile up quite as nicely. So this is one pile up location. When it's a smaller horde, we can just shoot them. When it's a larger horde, they'll pile up as they're climbing up and we can just Molotov them. Don't forget to use the X button to switch your aim shoulder. This helps for Molotov throwing on awkward corners. This time the horde's spawning from the other end of the house. And they pile up quite nicely here. Note, sometimes you will get 1 or 2 of them that get up onto the roof. If enough pile up, it's no big deal, just shoot them or melee them. And this will be our final horde for this map. And as you can see, this one spawned from yet another location. We will easily exceed the score we need. Again, remember we have a plus 20% bonus and a survival bonus. So I'm just going to drop off and end the match. And we have unlocked our last map, Crater Lake. So when we exceed our 800,000 points for this map, we are going to unlock Sarah's Gift and I'm on top of the world. Same deal, slow down the game to kill off that initial horde, then get on the bike. Actually, this little tower we're heading to for this cheese location, but we'll set a waypoint just outside. There are lots and lots of supplies in this little walled-off encampment, which between horde rounds we're going to go loot so we can craft things, but most of the time we're just going to spend up in the tower by climbing up that ladder. And then we're just going to spend most of our time in this corner of the tower where they pile up below us and use every conceivable method of killing them below. As you can see, sometimes the throw reticles get a little janky. No big deal, just back away from the wall, then move forward again. Move your right stick around, you'll find an angle where it arcs down perfectly. The key in the early, smaller hordes is just be patient, let them pile up, and then throw what you've got down on them. And this will be our last horde, and as you can see, it's a little bit larger, but it's exactly the same. We be patient, let them pile up, and then rain fire upon them. It's worth mentioning at this point that when you get large pile-ups of dead bodies like this, it's fire weapons, Molotovs and napalm that are going to work here. Normal explosives like your pipe bombs, grenades, or even your gun just won't get through the dead bodies, so use fire. And again, at this point, we'll easily exceed the target score that we need. So I'm just going to climb down the ladder and end the match. And we get our 2 trophies for beating the target score on all 4 of the maps. So now the maps all lock again, and we're supposed to now go through and unlock them again and again and again to get more and more rewards. We really don't need to though. We just need the Survivor trophy for reaching max level, and we're going to do that on that Belknap map. So we are going to need to unlock Belknap again, and we're going to do that by running Cascade again, and this time beating a target score of 600,000. It will be exactly the same as the first time we did it, so go and do that. Go and run Cascade again. I'll sit here and wait for you. No hurry. Okay, we're back. You've unlocked Belknap again, and we're going to use the cheese location on this map to reach max level. To speed things up, there's a couple of injectors we want to make sure we're using as soon as you've unlocked them. Unlimited ammo unlocks at level 17. It's not strictly required, but it does help you not have to get off the roof to go hunt for ammo. Just one less thing to worry about. Since unlimited ammo had a pretty hefty minus off our score, then just pick whatever you've got on the opposite side of the ledger to help even up your score again. Definitely make sure you have exploding freakers, which unlocks at level 9. So here we are back at the Belknap cheese location, just waiting for the horde to spawn, and as soon as it does, we go to town on them. And that entire horde is essentially gone before it even got to the house. Once you hit the 30-minute mark, you get the ultimate horde, which is just a never-ending horde. It never stops, you never get the explorer, it just continually comes with freakers, which is perfect for us with our exploding freakers and our unlimited ammo and our cheese location. Even with the hefty negative score percentage that we get with our injectors, unlimited ammo and exploding freakers, when you're scoring north of 12 million, you're quickly going to rack up the XP, and it'll only take you a handful of hours to get to max level. And there we are, Survivor trophy for reaching max level. Which just leaves that one trophy. More freakers, more problems. Which you either unlocked in your first match, or you still haven't unlocked even after reaching max level. It's probably one of those two. So here's what you need to do. You need to trigger and kill a static horde on any one of the 4 maps. I'm going to use Cascade, the first map, to show you it, but it'll work on any of the other maps. For example, Sherman's Camp on Lost Lake. I just think the Cascade one's nice and simple, so we're just going to use that one. So this should look familiar. We're just going to kill off this first sub-horde. And this is the static horde location that I'm going to use. It's worked consistently for me every time. Probably will work for you. And by the time we reach this bend in the road, the horde will have already spawned and be running towards us. And here we are at the bend, and the horde has in fact already spawned. So it's like 50 or so freakers, so just kill them however you would normally kill them. We don't have a cheese location, but just do your thing. And as we kill the last of our more freakers from this horde, we will get the trophy, more freakers, more problems. And that's it, guys. That's how you get all 5 trophies for Horde Assault in Days Gone Remastered. Hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next one.